and it could be you too.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this entire Zoom call today. We thank you for each participant who woke up this morning and decided to tune in. We ask that you align our hearts and our minds and our spirits, and that you truly just allow us to pour into one another today. We come with heavy hearts, Lord, and we really just want to make an impact in every single person's life that is on this call today. We want this message to get out to the world so that people feel uplifted and empowered when it comes to their dreams, their goals, and anything that is bothering them currently right now, oh Lord. We just thank you so much for an amazing morning, and we thank you for bringing us all together. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Amen. Welcome to the LWOO show, guys. Welcome to the LWOO show. You made it. You made it. I am so excited to have you guys here today. We have some special guests online today. You all are going to love them. They have a lot of great information to give you all, and that is why I want to get right to it, okay? So again, guys, welcome to the LWOO show, virtual episode number 2. Yes, you made it, and we are here. We are here. Let's get started. All right, guys, welcome to our first special guest, Erika Lewis. I'm so excited to have Erika on. Yes. So I'm going to read her bio. You can see her headshot here in the left-hand corner. I'm going to read her bio, and then after that, Erika will join us. So Erika Lewis is a full-time therapist and owner of Heal Thyself Counseling Services located in Flossmoor, Illinois. Erika has dedicated her life to helping people from all walks of life overcome adversity so that they can be their best self. Erika's drive to start her private practice was pushed by a former client. From there, she found her passion to helping people heal with the help of her best friend and CFO, Jasmine Moore. Erika is no stranger to adversity herself, as she grew up in foster care and struggled to find herself throughout her adolescent and early adulthood years. Through it all, she's managed to rise. Oh, I love that word. She's managed to rise, honey, rise to the top, and has been able to accomplish obtaining 4 degrees. What? Let me say that again, just in case people didn't know. 4 degrees and 2 licenses in both Illinois and Indiana. Erika recently released she's about to release her very first journal series titled Healed, a Journal Guide to Putting the Pieces Back Together from Being Broken. And that will be released on 6/6. But nonetheless, I am honored to have her here. Erika, welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, sis. Thank you so much for being here. It's truly an honor to have you here on the show, and I thank you so much for coming to show us some love. So we are truly honored to have you. And sis, you can take it away with your PowerPoint slide with explaining everything to us, and I'll be navigating you here. So just let me know when to go to the next slide.
So thank you all for joining and tuning in. I'm, as Lauren gave the great introduction, I am the owner of Heal Thyself Counseling Services, ran with me and my best friend, Jasmine Moore. And my office is located in Flossmoor, Illinois. And I provide services of all ages, starting from the ages of 8 all the way up through adulthood. And for people who are experiencing mild to moderate mental health issues. And so basically our goal is to help everyone who is experiencing any type of adversity, from social barriers to emotional needs, to hyper stressful environments. That is our goal, to always help. And I have a great supportive team, me, Jasmine, and Shalina. We provide services to any and everyone, all shapes, all walks of life, it doesn't matter. And we provide psychoeducation, cognitive behavioral therapy, family therapy. We provide services in home, in office, and virtual, especially due to COVID and the pandemic that we're dealing with right now. So if you're dealing with any stress, grief, depression, or anxiety issues, we definitely are here to help. And this just basically talks about our services where I provide individual and family therapy. And our newest component, which is groups that will be starting this fall. We'll be starting with teenage groups for high schoolers, for high school students, where we'll be providing groups. Our very first group, focusing on keeping it real and topics of social systemic issues that they may be experiencing. And then our newest service, brief wellness coaching, because not everyone feels that they need therapy services. So that we're going to be offering brief wellness coaching sessions. So for those who feel that they don't want therapy, that's just kind of a step down. If they just have some issues that they want to work out, some problems that they may have, that's what the brief wellness coaching sessions are. And we offer those 3 sessions at a time to kind of help them get over whatever issues that they're experiencing in that moment. And so I know that we're all dealing with the pandemic and COVID. That's something that just popped up out of nowhere. No one knew what this was. I remember when COVID happened, I was in New Orleans and I was oblivious to everything that was going on. But when I was going into the stores, I was like, where's the toilet tissue? Where's bleach and, little small essentials?
So young people were oblivious to COVID.
We've heard about this just a little bit, but we didn't know the seriousness of it. And so when COVID hit and then they shut down, they started shutting states down, and people's lives started to be altered. And everyone started to experience some form of adversity due to COVID, whether they were directly affected by it, indirectly, or a third party knew someone that was affected by it. At some point, all of us have been impacted by it. So I just created this slide to kind of help people develop some coping tools to kind of work through. And some of the ones that I do, like make arts, do craft projects, which I've been working on, which mainly been my journal, talking to people that you trust, trying new activities, cleaning out closets and things like that. Those are all helpful tools to kind of help you, stay afloat and maintain positive mental health during the pandemic, to give you guys some things to do. And the next slide kind of goes into some more coping tools.
Oh, perfect. And Erika, with some of these that you have on the screen, which ones are some of your favorites to do?
Of course, my favorite is the journaling.
Yes.
So, of course, my favorite is the journaling. And then, a lot of, I've been going out a lot. And so nature has been another favorite, taking walks, going out. I've been seeing a lot of people bike riding. So just getting out the house more, but making sure that we maintain a social distance and following guidelines to remain safe.
Exactly. And I love that you have take a hot shower on here, get a massage. Like those are really good. And I think, so this is the next, lighting a candle,
Being kind to yourself, meditating, spending time in nature, finding inspirational quotes, dancing. I saw a lot of virtual DJs during the pandemic. That's been very helpful to a lot of people. Again, writing down your feelings, praying. And if you are struggling and having a bad time, it's nothing wrong with, tapping into those emotions. And if you were, crying, that's okay,
Exactly. Perfect. Let me move to the next one. I love the way you set this up. This is so helpful. And you're right. Sometimes we do need to be kind to ourselves. Even calling a friend on the phone. I know it's so easy to kind of just keep in our own bubbles and, just kind of keep to ourselves. But it's good to always communicate with other people and just let people know, I appreciate you, and even listing the things you're grateful for. I love that too.
Yeah. And that's really important, to stay mindful of things that you're grateful for. A lot of us have lost sight of that, and maintaining our health. That's something to be grateful for. Some of us have the privilege to work from home, from home. Although we are in the house, that's something to be grateful for. So gratitude is always a must to maintaining mental health.
Exactly.
I'm very touched.
Always.
Journal.
Yes.
My journal. So yes, my journal release is 6/6, where it'll be available for pre-order. I actually have a copy.
Nice.
and I will be also releasing what I call Penspiration. I don't know if you all can see it, where I have these signature pens, different colors that I will be releasing with different motivational quotes. This one says I'm healing, and the other ones, have different quotes on it as well. So I'm pretty excited about this because my journal has a lot of content to kind of help, individuals work through adversity and help them.
I don't have time.
Oh, beautiful. And I love the way your journal looks too. You already know I definitely have to get a copy
My
of it.
My brother designed the cover of
Yes. You said your brother designed the cover?
Mm-hmm. He created my cover, the front and the back. I know you all don't have the image of the back, but that's what the back looks like.
Wow. And Erika, we appreciate you with doing this special offer too. So you guys, for everyone that's tuned in today, look at Erika's special offer.
So yeah, take a picture of it, write it down. I also will be posting the special offer on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platforms that I have, where you all can use the 20% off discount.
Yes. Thank you so much for that, Erika. And guys, actually, this special offer will only be for the people who tuned into the Zoom call today. So it's like a one-time deal. So you guys are truly blessed that you tuned in today, because you guys get to get this special offer. That's one of the benefits of tuning in to the LWOO show. So we really, really appreciate you for this.
This is over.
And here's Erika's contact information.
So I can be reached as my number is up there at 872-225-6010. If you're interested in working with me, or if you know someone that needs any services, they can always give me a call, or you can email me at healthyselfcounseling@gmail.com. And follow us on Instagram at heal.thyselfcounseling. And the website will be up and live on 6/6 as well.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Erika. We are so grateful that you were able to come on today. And now we are going to move to the fun part about the questions and the answers. So guys, if you do have questions, this is your opportunity to actually put them in the chat below. We won't be able to take a whole, if there's like 25 questions, we obviously can't take all 25, but we'll get in as many as possible. So Erika, my first question for you is, there are so many people who are still working out in the field during the pandemic, but there are people who are also at home. What advice would you give about mental health to essential workers, and as well as the people who are still working from home and who might actually be alone? So it's a two-part question.
I didn't hear that last part, that last piece.
Yes, so the question is, what advice would you give as far as mental health to essential workers? And what advice would you give to people who are actually working from home that might be alone?
So I'll start with the second piece first, because that's been my biggest thing that I've been dealing with my clients. A lot of them are at home, even when they're working from home. And that's been a big bother to them. And so when we think of anxiety and depression issues, a lot of the time people were struggling before the pandemic, being alone and being isolated. And now that the pandemic has happened and we're forced to be in the home by ourselves in some cases, or forced to be in the house with people that we're not getting along with. So my advice to them is always, seek alternatives. So if you have opportunities to go to the grocery store, go and be safe, get out of the house, nature, go for a walk, go for a jog. I also been encouraging people, if you don't have anything to do and you're trying to find different things to eat, if you have a jar at home, to write things on the jar, put them inside of the jar, and every day pick something out, whether it's personal, professional, whether it's to just build your time and to figure out how to do things, to just build up that jar, pull something out every day and find something to do. For the essential workers, such as myself, that have to go out, I always encourage them to maybe seek some type of therapeutic services, because secondary PTSD is definitely real, and we can be traumatized by the things that we see, especially working in the medical field, and seeing sick people pass away, because that's traumatic within itself. Journaling, writing down your thoughts, identifying a great and good support system, all of those are essential, to kind of help with kind of managing and maintaining our mental health during this pandemic.
Yes, yes, that is so true. And why do you think it's so important during this time to maintain a healthy mind?
It's a lot going on right now. It's always important at all times to try to maintain our mental health, not even just during this moment, because when the pandemic passed, we have to deal with the aftermath of it. And so it's always important to kind of maintain, a level head and keep ourselves at least what I call within normal limits. At some point, we're all going to experience some form of discomfort at some level, whether it's depression or anxiety. It's how do we deal with it? What's the duration? What's the longevity of it? And if we start to see it last a little bit longer than that's making us comfortable, we have to start to seek help. And there are a number of mental health therapists and mental health services. Not everybody needs therapy, but there's a number of services to help us maintain our mental health.
Exactly, exactly. And with recent events that have occurred in the African American community, with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, just to name a few, how do you think we can maintain our mental health now? Because I know that has definitely heightened the situation. Plus, us being in quarantine, with, like, for example, I'm 7 months pregnant myself, and I know other people have experienced like birthdays and weddings and things being canceled. So I think already people were experiencing a certain level of stress, and now you add on this extra layer of African Americans still being discriminated against. So what advice would you give for trying to maintain your mental health with all of these recent events happening now, specifically in the Black and Brown communities?
Mindfulness is one of those things that I always encourage people to practice on a daily basis. Right now, especially in our community and even other communities, Latino, for Black and Brown people, we're all like emotional at this point due to the discrimination. When we think in terms of that, mindfulness keeps us grounded. Right now, everyone, and a lot of us, including myself, were responding with emotion because what we saw with George Floyd, it was very impactful and hurtful, but staying mindful and staying, how can I respond rationally as opposed to emotionally, is one of the biggest components to maintaining our mental health. And just staying grounded and doing mindfulness work, staying in the here and the now, and what can I do right now to make a positive change instead of the emotional change to kind of spark negativity. We have to figure out, how can I respond rationally? And that's one of the greatest ways to maintain our mental health, is to kind of take our emotions out of it for a while and kind of figure out, how can I respond to this situation in the most rational way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And how do you realize that you're not okay? Because I think that a lot of times, specifically like even in the Black community, Black and Brown communities, you're taught to be strong, and you're taught to, not cry, or hold it together, or keep up a good face, So how do you begin to figure out, like, what, I'm not okay, and it's actually okay to not be okay?
A lot of times we try to deprive ourselves from natural human emotions. We're all going to experience anger, sadness, fear at some point, depression. We're all going to experience that at some point in our lives. And what we try to do is kind of skip those experiences. And in life, we cannot skip experiences. Sometimes we have to go through them. And sometimes we do have to feel these negative emotions. But what does that look like for us? And when we start to feel to that point that we're not okay, you know, the fear of embarrassment, will people judge me? That's been a systemic issue in the African American community for a while. You know, I hear a lot of times, you know, I'm just going to pray about it. And prayer is good. Also have to mobilize ourselves to actually be proactive, to help ourselves to control our mental health, whether that's seeking, you know, prayer through a pastor, where we're going to get mentoring and counseling through the pastor, whether that's getting counseling through, you know, an agency or a private practice, whether that's going to see life coaches. Some way we have to figure out, how can I help myself in the face of adversity.
Yes, yes. Wow, extremely powerful. And you guys, we'll take 2 questions. Does anyone have any questions for Erika?
Brittany Jett's question is, when did you decide to be a therapist, and why? So I decided to be a therapist in my undergrad years when I was at South Suburban. That's where I started undergrad. And I was confused as to what I wanted to do when I took, I think, human development. And I was just at awe with my professor in the services that she was providing, which kind of prompted me to want to strive to be a little bit like her. And so she was a psychologist, and I quite just didn't want to do that. So I decided to do therapy work.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question as well. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I'm sorry, I got a little nervous there. First and foremost, I just want to say congratulations to you, Erika, as I have watched you grow to the point that you are now. I am just very grateful to know you and to see you continue on with your journey, and you're doing very well. My question to you is, what would you tell the people that are going back into the workforce as far as this pandemic is concerned? What would be your advice, or how would you encourage the people, you know, with us going back into the workforce with the restraints being lifted, and some of us are still paranoid of what's going on?
So if you're experiencing any type of paranoia going back into the workplace, I would definitely, you know, encourage you all to try to identify with your employer, what is their safety plan, what is their action plan to keep you guys safe, because that's what's causing a lot of anxiety. No one knows if they're going to be safe, and making sure that you're having the proper equipment to go into work to maintain your own safety. That'll kind of help ease all of that once you guys get back into the workforce and go back to your offices, and maintaining a lot of cleanliness.
And I stopped sharing my screen just for a moment so that I could see one more question, and then we'll move on. What are some healthy daily stress relievers we can do? Can you give some examples from Kiana?
Hi, Kiana. So some stress relievers that you can do on the daily, of course, I'm going to always say journaling. But journaling isn't for everyone, and that's okay. So you can listen to music, especially nostalgic music. A lot of people, you know, just want to, music doesn't help, but if you listen to nostalgic music, some throwback music of whatever genre that you choose, classical music, whatever type of music that you're into, it can kind of help reduce some anxiety and some stress. I love candle burning. Dim lights, a lot of lights cause a lot of stress. A lot of people don't understand that. So maybe dim the lights a little bit to kind of help keep the pressure from our head, because that could cause eye strain. A lot of natural light can really get us our headaches going and things like that. Candle burning, exercising, and another way to relieve stress, a lot of people don't understand, our diet and exercise is really important. What we put inside of our bodies come out to the outside. And so if you're not eating right and you're not giving yourself proper nutrition and exercising, you are going to experience some type of stress because your body is in distress. So.
Yes. And you look beautiful, Erika. You look
Thank you. And then, yes, I do. During COVID, another thing to kind of help reduce some anxiety, kind of minimize the content that you guys are taking in response to COVID. You know, they're updating us on the daily about COVID and even about what's going on out in the community. That can cause a lot of stress. So kind of minimize the amount of content that you're receiving. You know, if you see someone just constantly posting, mute their pages for a little bit, even kind of remove yourself from, you know, social media for a little bit if it's causing you some discomfort.
Yeah.
Stay away from those channels and stations and things like that. And even conversations.
Yes. Thank you so much, Erika. Like, truly from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful that we were able to have you on today. I am so proud of you as well. I didn't get to see you really before because I was sharing my screen, but you look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you to have your own practice as an African-American woman in Flossmoor. Like, come on, like, that's bad, okay? So you guys, again, her contact information, she definitely listed it. And you know what, Erika, as a matter of fact, for anybody that just joined, just put your contact info in the chat too. And then that way people can. So you guys, I'm going to share my screen again because we are about to introduce our next guest. And Erika, thank you again so much for coming on today. So our next guest that we have, welcome our second guest, who is SNTV. So I'm going to do the same thing here with reading his bio. And as you can see, his headshot is on the left. So SNTV is a YouTube blogger and media outlet in Chicago, Illinois. SNTV, better known as Street News TV, gives you the news, music, and stories behind the Chicago drill scene. All you have to do is check him out on YouTube, okay? The brother is bad. Welcome, SNTV. What's going on, brother?
Yes, it's definitely a pleasure and an honor to be in the building with Miss LWOO. That's what's up.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. I'm honored to have you on today, bro.
And to everybody in the chat room, I just want to say peace and blessings.
Yes, peace and blessings. Come on now, come on now. And now SNTV, the first video I'm gonna play, and then as a matter of fact, I'm gonna play 2 videos, and then we'll discuss them.
What's it going to take for you guys to be okay tonight and to stop this chaos?
It ain't me. It's not me. I'm going to let y'all know that now. It's not us guys neither. And I'm glad that y'all said that. It's not us. It's the police. This the madness that they spark up. This is what they encourage. This is what they provoke. This is what you get out of you taking a loved one from someone. This is what you get. You get a lot of people that's hurt, and they can't vent the right way. They can no longer depend on the police to be here to protect us like they say they gonna do. So this is what you get. And no, it's not gonna end today. I can't tell you it's gonna end tomorrow. I don't know when it's gonna end. But it's for y'all to start. We're not the ones that's killing us. Y'all killing us. We can't make a change if y'all don't change.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
Wow. Wow. So that those 2 videos were absolutely powerful. Especially if we start with the first video from the young man that was on Amanda Seals' page. Well, that's where I saw it at, and I reposted it myself. I think it was so powerful in that he said, it's not us, it's you all. And I think so many times, you know, people are like, well, African Americans have to stop being the victim. But how can we stop being the victim if constantly we're being attacked and not treated like animals, and we're not being respected as humans? And then even in this second video, when he said, I just want to live, like that alone, that line of him just saying, I just want to live, like he's not saying, you know, I want to go to school today, or you know, mommy, can you help me with my homework? This young Black man is saying, I just want to live, to the point where he's walking out of his house feeling like, is today gonna be my last day? And it should never be that mindset for somebody that young, or for any of us. So I don't know, SNTV, what do you think?
It's heartbreaking, and I think that what it really is, I mean, it boils down to a couple of things, but I'm just gonna look at some of the main problems. One, we have too many people, white and Black, that act like nothing is going on. And when people speak up, and you know, we take these certain situations serious, it's always put back to us like it's not that serious. When in all actuality, it is that serious, because we're getting to the point to where we're desensitized when it comes to us dying and getting shot down like dogs in the street. And that's very dangerous, because if we, as the victim, is getting sensitized, it's getting desensitized, what type of signal does that give the person that's doing the murdering and doing the killing? Okay, it's cool. You know, they not gonna really do nothing, they just gonna march. You know, we out of the world for a couple of weeks, and then after that, it's over with. Push come to shove, the officer spoken on, he may lose his job, and a lot of them don't even lose their job, or they may get charged but not prosecuted. You see what I'm saying? Just like the situation that's going on right now with George Floyd, they charging this dude with third-degree murder, and it's like a slap in our face, because it's like, okay, we locked him up and we gonna charge him with something, but the only reason we doing this, and we showing y'all, by even charging him with third-degree murder, we showing y'all that, guess what? Y'all still second-class citizens to us. And I think that people need to wake up at some point. People got to realize that, guess what? It's not Black people's fault that we think the way we think. It's not Black people's fault that we act the way we act. And do you know why it's not our fault? It's because we've been mentally conditioned from the word go. And this does, and people talk about like, oh, y'all always want to go back to slavery. This goes back to slavery because we haven't advanced mentally since slavery. And as a matter of fact, the crazy thing about it is, if you look at the late 1800s and like the early 1900s, we were actually doing better than we doing now. So how is it that 100+ years later, in 2020, we still in the same conditions?
Right.
Martin Luther King then was just marching in the 60s. That wasn't that long ago. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We never got nothing for all of this stuff that we built, and we still being treated like dogs. And a lot of people say, well, you know, y'all should do this and y'all should stop thinking like that. You know, that's racist. No, it's racist for you to sit back and see what's going on and act like it ain't happening.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? If you can't think in your mind, or if you can't say to yourself, whatever happened to that next person, if I can't look at my own and be comfortable with, you know, with what I'm saying about what happened to that next person, I seen a post where a white woman, and they definitely coming for her job and they need to, what she said, she was basically saying like George Floyd had a real big nose, like how could he not breathe through this big nose? You see what I'm saying? and they go back there in them groups, and they say evil stuff like this, but it lets you know at the end of the day where their mindset lies. And the ones that's not with that, guess what they at? Guess what they doing? They on the front line, or they on these YouTube, on the social media, and they talk about it because they tired of it too.
Right. And that's why I included you can see SNTV. I included some of the young men and women who have lost their lives, and exactly to what you're talking about. I put Trayvon Martin on here. I'm pretty sure people are very familiar with his story with George Zimmerman. I put Michael Brown on here, Eric Gardner, Freddie Gray Jr., Walter Scott, Oscar Grant III, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Botham Jean, Atiana Jefferson. These are all African Americans who have lost their lives, and not lost their lives because of old age. They lost their lives because they were murdered. Like you said over and over again, it's 2020 and we still dealing with this. And we don't want them to be charged. No, we don't. That's what Killer Mike was just talking about. He was saying that we don't want these police officers to just be charged. We want them to be prosecuted and convicted. We want them to be prosecuted and convicted. And enough is enough. Yes, we're doing protests and everything, and we may do the rioting, but now we need solutions. Because it's just to the point now where it's been personal, but it's to the point now where your mind, I ain't gonna lie to you, your mind is getting a little cloudy. I know, I'm gonna keep it real. When you interacting with other races, specifically Caucasians, and you don't want to start feeling that way where, like you said, it's whites against blacks, but how can I not think about it? When I'm outside passing one of my neighbors who are Caucasian, I don't want to think about what's currently happening in the world, but how can I not think about all of this? Like, damn, it's called white privilege, something that we will never have. But our ancestors, that they were built, everything that they've done, it was all built on the backs of our ancestors. And then people say, oh, slavery happened back in 1619, get over it. Bro, how can I get over it when in 2020, it's still modern day slavery? Like we still not being treated equally. How is George Zimmerman still walking around? How? Like Trayvon Martin, clearly. And I'm so tired of them saying like, oh, I thought it was a burglary suspect and I started following him. I'm a retired police officer. Come on, like stop with the excuses and take accountability for your actions. It's unacceptable. Like, it's ridiculous. Even with Ahmaud Arbery, like why were you following this man? Like you sat there and you said that you thought he was a suspect. Okay, if you thought he was a suspect, call the police. Oh, well, I'm a retired police officer. Okay, but you felt the need to follow him and then you had a shotgun too? And then you mean to tell me you and your son got out the car with the shotgun and you felt the need to approach this man and then ultimately y'all ended up assassinating him? Like, come on. Like, we're human. Like, this, you don't know this man's story. You don't know his dreams and his goals. You don't know if he had a family. Like, that's somebody's son. And for me to be pregnant, 7 months pregnant and me having a son, I'm scared to death. I'm not gonna sit here in front of you, and I know you got a son, SNTV. Your son 1 year old. I know these type of things are going through mothers' heads. Like, damn, well, how am I gonna protect my child? Like this is real, and I think people are at the point, like you said, like it's about solutions now. Like we've done enough talking. We want solutions when it comes to our children and our families. I put Breonna Taylor and George Floyd. Like Breonna Taylor, how? So how did these police officers go in her house? They didn't announce themselves. Like, where were the body cams? They didn't announce themselves as police officers. And then she ends up getting murdered and killed, and y'all had the wrong house. Y'all had the wrong house. And then her boyfriend, who tried to defend her, is now sitting in jail? Why? You all broke in their home. Like, and don't even get me started on George Floyd. This man.
See, you know what?
Yeah. Let me please.
This. I think this is a big problem with us. And see, I'm saying this from a standpoint to where I'm 32 years old, so I have a lot of youngsters that look up to me and they follow me because I can identify with them. You see what I'm saying? But I also can identify with the older generation. My brother's like 5 years older than me, and I always, you know, was around people that were older than me. Black people have to realize that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Toussaint L. Overton, all of them was willing to do one thing that we not willing to do today, and that's die. We got to start sacrificing our life for our people, because if not, nothing's gonna happen. I'm telling you, like, it's to a point right now. Elijah Muhammad said, peace be upon him, Elijah Muhammad said something very important. He said this back in the 60s, 50s. He said, it is better for one person to die for the whole. He said, who am I that I wouldn't die? I'm one person that I wouldn't die for the millions of my brothers. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
We just gonna have to accept that fact. All that talking, we are the world, singing and doing all of this. The woman in red, that police officer in Texas, she done ran in a man's house talking about she didn't know what was going on, ended up and walked in this man's house and killed this man. And I sat there and watched his brother and his family hugging all on this woman, and a black judge hugging this woman and all of that. We gotta cut that out.
Yes.
We gotta act like we love ourselves, because if we don't, they not gonna do it. We gotta understand who we dealing with. We can't say, oh, it's okay, it's all right. Well, you know, when they do something crazy to us, even the man that, you know, the lady was shouting on him like he was really doing something to her not too long ago. She called the police on the man like he was really doing something, false claiming. He got on the internet and was telling people, don't harass her, we gotta stop doing that. It's either gonna be, we gonna hold hands and we gonna all be together, or it's us against them. It ain't no in between, black people. It ain't no in between. And the ones that think like that always want, let me tell y'all something. When it comes to that rioting, those businesses are insured. See, black people don't a lot of, and I'm not just saying black people, a lot of people don't know this stuff because you've never thought about being a business owner. When you have a legitimate business, you have to have the business insured before you even go in business. That's something that's mandatory. So those buildings and stuff that's getting destroyed, that'll be paid for. We can get that back. But we need to stop valuing material stuff over our lives. People, anybody on the internet that's saying, oh, what's that doing and doing all of that, y'all tearing y'all own neighborhood and all that. That ain't got nothing. Forget that. We dying out here. Forget this neighborhood. We dying out here. Our neighborhoods ain't looking like nothing anyway, unless they being gentrified and we being kicked out of them.
Right.
See, somebody gonna have to stop talking.
Yeah.
We're diplomatic as hell as black people. Excuse my language and I'm sorry, but it upsets me because when they say it's y'all, they right. It's us. It's us too. It ain't just them. Your mama ever told you your friends ain't gonna do no more than you let them do?
Yeah, yeah. That you treat.
And in order for us to really stand up and for somebody to take those type of sacrifices that we need, Lord knows I don't want it to come down to no civil war, nothing like that. I got a family, I got people that I love that I don't want to see hurt, and I'm doing very good in life. Right. I don't even have to be speaking on this stuff, but out of love for my people, I do. You see what I'm saying? But you're not gonna have nobody that's gonna be willing to sacrifice that if we got coons running around here, people that ain't for us. I sat there and watched that man with his knee on that man's neck for I don't know how long.
And that's, I was just about to show, for those of you who haven't seen this video, let me at least show you guys what SNTV and I are talking about, just to put you guys up on speed to what we're talking about if you haven't seen this video yet with George Floyd. And I do want to warn you that it is graphic, but I want you all to be fully aware of what's taking place.
Strong emotions today from the community and public officials about the death of George Floyd following his arrest.
For the first time, Governor Tim Walz and members of his cabinet are speaking out.
George Floyd didn't deserve to die, but George Floyd does deserve justice.
46-year-old George Floyd died Monday night. 3 police officers had him handcuffed and pinned to the ground, while one of the officers had his knee on Floyd's neck. Attorney General Keith Ellison says investigations are underway. He is asking for all witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey had stronger words. He's calling for the immediate arrest of the officer who had his knee on the neck of George Floyd for 8 minutes.
We now know the names of the 4 officers involved who were fired. Derek Chauvin is the officer in the video with his knee on Floyd's neck. Tu Tao is the officer that you can see standing near the crowd of onlookers. The other officers that you don't see are Thomas Lane and J. Alexander Kung. Here's WCCO's Esme Murphy.
Why is the man who killed George Floyd not in jail?
An emotional Mayor Jacob Frey demanded the arrest of former police officer Derek Chauvin and that Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman charge him criminally.
We are not talking about a split-second decision that was made incorrectly.
The Minneapolis Fire Department report says EMTs were called to the scene for a patient that had trauma to his mouth. The report goes on to say that when EMTs arrived, HCMC medics were already working on an unresponsive, pulseless male. We've all seen the shocking video of George Floyd's last moments. Now the attorney for Floyd's family and law enforcement are asking anyone with any other videos to please come forward. I can breathe. This video shows what the other doesn't, that all 4 officers were at Floyd's side. And this video, taken from a car behind Floyd's, shows officers struggling to get Floyd out of his car. But this video ends before he is out. From another angle, this surveillance camera does not show Floyd resisting. While the city fired the 4 officers in less than 24 hours, the criminal investigation by both the Minnesota BCA and the FBI will take time. Kyle Loban is a former chief legal counsel for the Minneapolis FBI.
The FBI is very, very methodical when it comes to these types of investigations. They're going to go by the facts and they're going to go by their own timetable.
Investigations in other Minnesota fatal police incidents have taken weeks, if not months, and some FBI civil rights investigations have taken years. Esme Murphy, WCCO 4 News.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
This video has gone viral, and you're about to see why. In a part of Central Park known as the Ramble, this woman called New York police on a man who asked her to obey the posted signs and keep her dog on a leash.
Ma'am, dogs in the Ramble have to be leashed at all times. And she was actually standing right next to the sign that says dogs in the Ramble have to be leashed at all times.
The Ramble is a wildlife habitat popular with bird watchers like Chris Cooper. Dogs disturb the birds, which is why he was asking her to follow the rules. She refused.
Please don't come close to me. Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
My thinking was I can sort of capitulate to this racial intimidation, or I can just do what I'm doing and continue recording.
He kept recording and captured this.
There is an African-American man. I'm in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my... I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the Ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Her false report to 911 didn't get the response she was hoping for. Chris Cooper's sister uploaded the video. Someone identified the woman as Amy Cooper, a vice president at Franklin Templeton. The company issued this statement tonight on Twitter, saying they do not condone racism of any kind, and their employee has been put on administrative leave.
She has since apologized. Now, what about the dog, the Cocker Spaniel you see in the video struggling while she inexplicably pulls him onto his hind legs by the collar? Well, his name is Henry. He was a rescue dog, and the rescue organization saw the video too, and tonight it is reporting that she has surrendered the dog back to them.
So the reason why I showed that video too with Amy Cooper is because I thought that it was interesting that she made that false report, and I think that a lot of times that's what they want to happen. Like if we even take it back to Emmett Till, you know, like with with that woman, a white woman lying on Emmett Till, and then him being lynched and being assassinated. The same thing with George Floyd. Like, I feel like when those type of situations occur, they're hoping that this is what will occur, which what went down with George Floyd. Because there's no reason why, if this man is saying I can't breathe, there's no reason why for 8 minutes that went on. He should have been moved. He should have been, and it should have never even came to that. And then after 4 minutes, he was unresponsive. And then Amy Cooper, why? Why are you lying? You know the world that we live in. You know that if you say a black man doing anything, you already know that black man, who you think they're gonna believe? You know, if we put, like I said before, we all know about white privilege. So who do you think they're going to believe between the two? You think they're gonna take a black man's side or a white woman? So her to just sit there and simply say like, oh, he's attacking me, he's coming for me. Clearly this man wasn't. You know, he's just telling you that with a dog in the park, you need to follow the rules. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're not all on the same page, which clearly we're not, it keeps us divided. So where is the unity? Where is the unity?
And then, you know, you're right. Like, we definitely like need that most, like, unity. We gotta figure out a way to set our differences aside. We got so many of them. We gotta figure out a way to set a lot of that garbage aside, because it's really not about nothing. Most of it's not about nothing, and we gotta learn how to read between the lines and stop letting these people play on our intelligence. Now, I seen that the mayor, he got up there like he wanted to cry, acting real good, talking about why are they not in jail. First of all, sir, you're the mayor, so you know exactly what's going on in that city. Second of all, y'all went and arrested the man and charged him with 3rd degree. That's a slap in the face. Now, a lot of y'all might not understand what that actually means, because I see a lot of black people on the internet. Yeah, they arrested him and all, like we got somewhere. Mm-hmm. Coming from me, I did 8 years in prison. I did 8 years in prison on a robbery case. So, with that being said, nobody was hurt. You know, it was a 1st degree robbery. Of course, I had a gun, but nobody was hurt or nothing like that. And they gave me, you know what I'm saying? They gave me 20 plus years on that case. And I did 8 on that. Which means I'm still going through that right now. Something that happened when I was 18 years old and I'm 32 years old. Understand this now. Okay, so I know that 3rd degree murder, if he do get convicted of that, he's not gonna do no time for real. He'll get out. As soon as this die down, he'll be getting out. Or he gonna go straight to prison and go straight to a work camp or something. Right. He's not really gonna be dealing with doing no time. But we think we done got somewhere. When Lil Ray Ray can sell 1 rock and he'll get 50 years for it. And that's justice. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? We gotta understand what's going on. They doing that to pacify us. Oh yeah, we really want to see him locked up. He didn't woo. Man, if y'all really wanted to see that, then y'all would charge that man with exactly what he did. That's 1st degree murder all day. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? If your intentions wasn't to kill him, you should have got off that man's neck. He can't come up with no legitimate reason why he had his knee on that man's neck for all that time, especially when that man was handcuffed. And 2 other officers had him held down. Exactly. Then another thing we need to look at how they basically telling us that we second and third class citizens by the things that they do. I've seen people arguing back and forth, and it's actually in the right when people were saying, well, you know, those guys dealing with Ahmaud Arbery's case, they made a citizen's arrest. Black people didn't even know we can make a damn citizen's arrest. What is that? A citizen's arrest Really? Okay. No, y'all can make a citizen's arrest. Let that have been the other way around, and we was out there talking about what happened. Oh, we was out here trying to make a citizen's arrest. Ended up killing this man. Y'all did what? We didn't even got to go to court. None of that. Life.
Yes.
And they would have went straight to jail. And that's just as simple as that. And if we can't understand that, at least us as a people, at least understand the small stuff, how we gonna get somewhere? Because
Exactly.
we don't even understand the mind frame of these people and the games that they playing with us. They playing real mind games with us. They playing chess, we still playing checkers.
Right. We on two different sides.
Exactly. And my thing with black people is this. Anybody who out there saying, well, you know, it really ain't got nothing to do with me. I seen a lot of people saying that, you know, a lot of stuff was going on in Atlanta, and they was doing stuff in Denver, and Chicago started protesting, and people saying, well, it ain't got nothing to do with y'all. When are y'all gonna realize that it got something to do with all of us? Because you will be the next George Floyd.
Exactly.
I could easily be the next Philando Castile. Easily. You see what I'm saying? So as a society, if we make this okay, and one more thing I want to speak on. We always talk about black on black crime, and I definitely want to speak on this. This is where we are when we're dealing with black on black crime and police brutality. First and foremost, we have to understand that police are automatically put on a pedestal. Why? Because they take an oath to serve and protect you. They are an authoritative figure, just like a judge, just like a lawyer, just like a doctor. So they're automatically placed on a different level, which means when they do stuff like this, their punishment should be worse. John and them that's out there gang banging and killing up everybody, they ain't take no oath to protect their neighborhood. That ain't the oath they took. Actually, it's the other way around. They took an oath to do nothing but cause death and destruction. That's the oath they took. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to understand that, guess what? It's not okay. It's not okay for the people that it's supposed to be protecting us to be out here. It ain't okay for nobody to be doing it, but it's certainly not okay for them to be doing it. And when they do it, they should get a way harsh punishment than just normal people. Exactly. You put yourself up there, you signed up for that. That's why preachers and all of them get criticized. When they go and do something crazy, when they get caught doing some stuff that the average person would do, and people, you know, if a preacher get caught buying, you know, soliciting sex from a prostitute, they about ready to kick him out of his own church.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like he ain't human.
Exactly.
But when the police do this, it's, you know, hey, stuff happens. He didn't really die from, you know, getting asphyxiated or getting strangled or whatever. He died from other complications. He was high. He was on drugs. Look, we don't want to hear that. We tired of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just said, like we need to all be held accountable and be at the same standards. It shouldn't be one is above the other. And so this is amazing conversation, SNTV. And I actually wanted to know if anybody had any questions for SNTV. I know that we're coming close to ending the show. And I just wanted to know if anybody had any questions. We can take at least 2 of them. Let me check the chat. Exactly. People like exactly in the chat that there's no more straddling the fence.
I have a question.
You got a question, Dad? Okay, go ahead with your question, Daddy.
Okay, I want to ask the young man on everybody on the power that we see out in the streets. We know the only way things are going to change is by getting people into the positions. The chief of police, starting from neighborhood organizations and moving forward to get the right people in the right positions, like the white guy that was in charge of bringing the charges to that police officer. Had that been the right person that we put in the right place, it would have been brought as a number one instead of a third. So if we vote, I say it all the time, let's vote. But we have to organize the younger people, also the older people. The senior citizens are gonna get out there. But the younger people that's out protesting for action, if you want that action, then we must get people in place that's gonna help everything and move forward. And if somebody that's an alderman, a representative, or someone that's on the block, they're not doing what it is that you need for them to do, then replace them. Vote them out. Even at the school board level, vote them out. If they're not doing the right thing for the area or for the school, vote them out. If the congressman that's in your area representing you, then vote them out. If they're not doing right, vote them out. So you can get the people in there that's going to do the right things for you.
Okay, so SNTV, thank you so much. I'm gonna play this last video that we have to give you guys a perspective between the two, and pretty much everything that we were talking about, like a perspective between a white man and a black man, and you really get to see the dynamic between the two of them. And then that'll be the last video that we discuss, and we'll close out today. But thank you all so much for being patient and tuning in. So let me get that pulled up. Let me get that pulled up for you guys.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright, look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living off free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait, it's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My voice been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. It's like you wanna be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police and stop killing you fucks. Yo, what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. That when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Tryna have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Tryna find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit, this the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the two-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump and I was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracking within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want and any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes or we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
And you guys can see here that it has SNTV's contact information. I just wanted you guys to see that he is on YouTube, Street News TV, and also I wanted you to see his Instagram as well. And SNTV, you can put that down in the chat. And he also has a special offer, you all. A special offer. SNTV has started a marketing YouTube channel called SNTV Blogging Network. This is designed for content creators who want to build up their YouTube channel. So if you do have a YouTube channel, his special offer today, please get in contact with him because he's helping other African Americans and anyone out there to build up their platform when it comes to getting out information that you have, comes to getting out information that you have and anything that you're trying to do for your own brand and your own business. So before we go to this last question, I just wanted you guys to know that this special offer is for anyone that was on the call today. It's for anyone that was on the call today, but this won't be offered. This won't be offered to anybody else outside of this call. So we do have a question for SNTV, and we'll make that the last one for today. And Daddy, put your comment in the chat. Just in case we can't come back to you, put it in the chat for me. But C. King, what's your question for SNTV?
Well, man, first and foremost, I want to say great show as always, sis. This is like a very passionate episode that you have here, and I just applaud you for touching on this topic, which is very timely, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that will be an ongoing conversation. So just shout out to you, shout out to the LWOO show and everybody that works behind the scenes to make it happen. For SNTV, man, I applaud everything that you're doing, brother. I wanted to go back to one thing that you said earlier in regards to, maybe I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the effect of, it's not our fault as Black people to, you know, because we face these disproportionate, disenfranchised societies and these systems that are kind of literally and figuratively putting their foot on our neck. I definitely believe, I agree with that, but then I also would ask you, if we know that, right, and we continue to let that happen, we continue to let things either stagnate or in a lot of cases get worse, and we're not taking the time out to learn the rules and teach others from our community. Like, we got a lot of people in our community that are soldiers, but for the wrong cause. How would you suggest we go about enlightening our brothers and sisters in our community so that, yes, we know that the cards are stacked against us, but here are some strategies and suggestions of what we can do to turn around? I love how Brother Ward said we can go out and vote, right? But then he also leaned in towards the fact that you're going to get more voters that are older in age and a little bit more mature, and younger people seem to have a different response to what type of action they want to put behind their strategies and tactics. So what would you say to that in terms of, we know the game, how should we be playing it to win for these younger generations?
That's a very good question, bro. And that's exactly the answer to your question. Is exactly the reason why I conduct my channel the way that I do. A lot of people say that I glorify violence, but what they don't understand is, in order for me to actually reach the youth, I have to entertain them. You see what I'm saying? They so used to being entertained to the point to where they don't really even want to, like, they don't really want to do nothing else but be entertained, even at school. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that our children have a very short attention span. And actually, most of us do too. You see what I'm saying? So I think that the main thing is dealing with the youth. We're not, in my opinion, we're not trying hard enough to teach them from children. They coming out the womb and we automatically doing what? We lying to them. We telling them the same lies that our fathers and mothers told us. And, some people say, well, some stuff is innocent, like, just say Santa Claus, for instance. I don't feel that it's right or even fair to me and my wife for us to tell my son and my daughter that some white man came out the sky to, on a damn a sled or whatever he's supposed to be on, and came through a chimney that we don't even got to drop off some presents that just came out of thin air. No, we work hard for that. And daddy, I'm Santa Claus. And mama, she missed Santa Claus. You see what I'm saying? I think we got to start training our children from babies, man. I don't think that we're doing a good job of that right now. And the reason why I don't think that we're doing a good job, I think because a lot of us are misled ourselves. At the end of the day, the way that we think, which is predominantly materialistic, black people, we get stuff and then we want to shine on people instead of, helping people out. We want to get on there and show our diamonds and do all of that stuff like Yo Gotti. Not to hate on Yo Gotti or nothing like that. Peace be to Yo Gotti, but you got to realize you're a role model out here, bro. The children looking at what y'all doing right now. You got to spend $1 million on a Ferrari and this and that. You know what I'm saying? That's your business. Do what you want to do with your money, but you got to look at the example that you set, bro. You could have, it's so many. You see what's going on now? You going to spend $1 million on that? How many people that's out here that's suffering from homelessness? You know, people homeless. You got children out here starving. You got all type of stuff going on, and this is what you show us, bro. So I think that it starts with us, and we gotta raise them children, and we gotta start from the youth and teach them, you know, our real morals and principles, and we gotta stand on that, because at the end of the day, most of our minds are never changed. Like, we set in our ways. Like, a lot of people over 25, we just set in our ways, and we always gonna be like that. We gotta start changing the way we think. And we can't, in my opinion, all that lying to our children as babies and all of that affects them. And when we say something, we gotta stand on it. They tired of listening to us talk. Talking ain't getting us nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's past what Malcolm X and all of them did. They want to see you do something. And then once they see you do something, they'll follow you. But you got to lead by example. If not, then, you know, it's going to definitely be hard. But that's my answer. Basically, you know, we gotta teach the children. Gotta teach the children, man.
Yeah.
Period.
Thank you for your comment, SNTV, and thank you for your question, C King. That was right on point. And thank you for that beautiful compliment that you gave me as well about the show. I really appreciate that, bro. And I appreciate having you on today, SNTV. I know there are a lot of people that definitely want to follow you and Erika, and also appreciate you guys' special offers. So I definitely will be sending out an email with you guys' special offers and your contact information so that people can stay in contact with you all. But I pray that this reached everyone today, because you and Erika were extremely powerful, and I think that we really impacted a lot of people today. So I know we're out of time. Daddy, I know you wanted to your comment, but I did say to put it in the chat. I don't know if you had a chance to, but I was going to say, if you wanted to just have that, keep it at 1 minute, you're okay? Okay. Because I was going to say, if you had like a 1 or 2 minute comment, we could take it. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am going to play my outro for you guys, and that will be it. Thank you so much again for joining the LWOO show and for staying with me for extra time today. I know we're normally done at 11 a.m., but I kind of had a feeling that we may go a little longer today, just for the simple fact that we were addressing some really heavy and powerful topics. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in, and enjoy my outro slide, and enjoy the rest of your beautiful Saturday. Oh, and you know what? I did say a prayer at the beginning. So if you could just go within, I do want to pray us out. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this call today. I can just feel everyone's spirit and energy and heart. I just know that lives were uplifted and impacted. I asked for you to use me today, and I thank you so much for allowing me to be a vessel to move through all of these people, because they definitely made an impact on my life. I thank you for giving the LWOO show this vision and this platform, and I promise you that we will continue to figure out a solution and come together in unity to figure out how we can make a change and a difference in our lives and in everyone's lives. I want to continue to educate minds, elevate people's characters, evolve communities, and empower people's soul. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Good boy, B. Hey girl, what's up? How you doing? Okay, wait, give me 1 second.